stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Race fans, and welcome to the Michigan Speedway. We are live here for season 50 of the Western States Racing League, kicking it off here in the Irish Hills of Michigan for 80 laps. I'm Liam Irvig up in the booth, joined by Daniel Paulus Jr. Daniel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Liam. What about you?
Fantastic. I'm excited for this incredible action we're going to see here. It's going to be a full field of truckers here running just about 160 miles at this 2-mile oval. As these guys get ready to grid, let's go ahead and show you our starting grid for the day. Starting on the pole, we've got Justin Michael with Charles Woods to his outside, Michael Milfelt Jr., Heath Smith, Lyle Swearingen, Butch Davis, Jeff Hollingsworth, Jeff Schmeier, Justa T. Wilkinson, and Chris Samard round out the top 10. And we've got Kyle McCartney, Chad Simpson, Dennis Fuson, Bob Beltrami, Matt Schlosser, Wayne Hutchinson, Ryan Steele, Andrew Schulte, your previous champion, William Fletcher, Angelo Espo rounding out the top 20, Ross Rawlings, and Carl Burke rounding out the top half of the field.
As we look more down our leaderboard here, you can see starting 23rd, Charlie Weiner. I think that's how you say it. The starting 24th, you see Dan Braskson. 25th, Javier Torres, 26th Morris G. Bogdan, 27th Earl Weaver, 28th Wayne Fleet, 29th Kelman, 30th James Campbell, 31st Barry Phil, 32nd David Weaver, 33rd Alan, 34th 35th Keith Hogue, 36th Daryl Scott, 37th Scott Kinkos, 38th Fred Williams, 39th Douglas Hess, 40th Brian Sullivan, 41st Ashley, 42nd Russ, and 43rd Dan Stolson.
Full field indeed, as these guys are ready to rock and rumble here at the Michigan International Speedway. One of the most fun tracks I've ever been to personally. The campgrounds are always a blast. The action is incredible, and we are setting up for a lot of guys to do battle here at one of the greatest racetracks in America.
And this track does provide fast racing too. Don't forget, these drivers are almost going 190 miles per hour here heading into turn one. But you're going to see these drivers use multiple groups here tonight. Expect them to start on the bottom, make their way up to the top lane. You're going to see most of these drivers use that top lane to get a good corner exit and run.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see a lot of guys try to utilize that top side. Good reporting there. I think we'll see that top side be more dominant as this run goes on, as the tires start to wear down, this track gets rubbered in. We know how the update has changed oval racing over the last couple of weeks and maybe months. Expect guys to be searching for grip at this track and maybe trying some different things to try to make some passes when it gets tough.
It is very tough to pass here, especially when you're in the dirty air. You want to get that clean air. You want to stay up front, hold off the rest of the pack as much as possible, because you do see the driver out front pull away a little bit for a little bit of time.
So we get ready for the pace car to pull in for the first green flag of season 50 for the Western States Racing League. Pace car's made that hard left turn. The field is in the hands of Justin Michael. Waiting on the green. Green flag is out. And Justin Michael gets away. Inside line. That's a bit of a push. Milfelt now looks up to the top side for a moment.
See right there, the top two still single file heading in turns 1 and 2. Everybody looking pretty smooth coming off the corner here, going down the back straightaway.
So far, so good up in the front of the pack. As we look a little bit further back, we can see guys like Dan Brasington doing battle in the mid-pack here, looking to down to the inside is Keith Kelman in that Nesquik machine.
You see most of these drivers using that outside groove here, and that's where most of these drivers are going to be later on this race once they do find grip. They're always going to be searching for grip, but the advantage here on the high lanes, you're going to get a good corner exit and a good run.
We see 3 wide up in the top 5. Down the back straightaway, we'll try to get you a better angle of these guys. Lyle Swearingen in the 68 has gotten out to an early lead, but here comes Charles Woods in the 40 down to the bottom side of the racetrack.
40 staying side by side with second place right now. Side by side coming off of turn 4. Neck and neck here across the front stretch, going across the start finish line. The 68 is going to lead that lap heading into turn 1.
Just barely. The 40 truck stays strong on the inside. He's got the grip for right now. How long is it going to last down there?
You want to be very careful in that inside line, because if you slide up, you could wreck the leader or the person on the top there in that top group. So that inside line is very sketchy. The outside is your friend right now.
Michael Melfelt Jr. in the 155 trying to push that 40 truck forward a little bit more. Nothing, well, I was going to say nothing doing, but he's held steady up on the bottom side. A little bit more of a run up on the top as Swearingen leads that lap by another half a car length.
Still side by side heading into turn number 1 now. And the 68 using that outside line there.
40 got a nose out front going through turn 2, but coming up off. More of the same. That top line dominating with Swearingen in it.
Right there, you see the 19 and the 115 also getting in this battle here to contend for the lead here at Michigan. But most of these drivers using that outside line. Look at that organization right there. But the 40 truck is going to lead this lap. Trying to put a block on 68 does not work.
Yeah, it seemed like the 68 went a little bit wider than he wanted to in turns 3 and 4 that time. It really gave the 40 a chance to get down and get that grip on the bottom, Charles Woods did. And that pulled him out in front enough to get clear, but that draft and the push from behind gave Swearingen just enough to get back to the outside, getting back into turn number 1. Now Woods going to try to fight it back once again on the inside.
And with each drivers racing, battling side by side, very hard here on the opening laps here. It's going to hurt their tire wear a little bit here. You don't want to use your tire wear all up here in the opening laps. You want to have enough for a nice run here if we do have a long green flag run. Further back in the pack here, you see a little separation here. You see the 07 right in front of the 43.
Yeah, the 87, Justin Michael, you mentioned that these guys running hard up front, they might be killing their tires. Justin Michael started from the pole in this race and promptly fell back. So I got to wonder if that's maybe what he's thinking. These guys are going to use up a lot of tires running like that up there. So I'm just going to chill out for the first little while. Maybe let my stuff settle out.
You're going to see those aggressive drivers always be up towards the front, and it always does backfire on them because of the tire wear situation. You know how you just mentioned our pulses are moving back a little bit, easing on those tires, so he's probably saving his tires right now, as you see right there, the 14 looking to that inside line, but he's going to stay right there in that middle groove there where that grip is.
Beltrami sitting out just outside of the top 10, just into the top 10 now, into the 10th position. Beltrami salami machine moving up through the pack just a bit. He's up 4 spots from where he started after 7 laps. Looking a little bit further back. Barry Phil in the 99. See if we can get a hold of any of these other drivers. Ryan Barnes is out here. Alan Bergen, Wayne Fleet. Daryl Scott. Javier Torres is out on the racetrack. Back at 37th right now. About half a lap down.
Already working on lap 8 out of 80 here with these long green flag runs, Liam. Is it going to be that kind of race where these drivers are going to have to start thinking about making moves past halfway?
I mean, it certainly could be. With this field size, you don't really expect green flag pit stops to be much of a factor. But with the way that these guys have been racing so far, it's been clean, it's been definitely aggressive, and we've seen some guys going hard, making some pretty impressive passes. We've missed Jeff Hollingsworth take the lead here. Now he's got Justin T. Wilkinson, JTW, all over his rear bumper. Jeff Schmeier's moved up into 3rd place as Lyle Swearingen has fallen back a little bit from that lead spot. A little bit loose moment there for Swearingen, as now he's still under fire from Charles Woods. These guys just can't get away from each other.
They cannot get away from each other at all. As you see right there, the 40 getting that inside advantage there on the 68. But watch the 68 get the run here off of turn 2.
Yeah, Woods just can't use up all the racetrack that he wants to. He's got to tighten up the turn a little bit. It takes away some momentum. That, along with the draft from the 18 up on the top side, is going to allow that 68 to get a little bit further out front, but he's sliding way up the racetrack, up above that top seam once again. We saw that detrimental for him earlier on in the race when he was losing the lead to the 40 truck. He did get it back, but now we're 3 wide for the race lead. Here comes Jeff Schmeier down to the bottom.
Want to be very careful here. You don't want to slide up the track. You see him flying up a little bit. Keeps it straight, though.
Yeah,
that 3 wide is going to now narrow down to 2 wide here. Going to have back straight away.
Schmeier had to let out of the gas just a little bit, and you can see just how much momentum he lost as he's now falling back to Charles Woods in the 40 truck. Going back to 5th place after trying to take the lead. There was a loose moment there for JTW as he looks down to the bottom to try to take the lead. Here comes Lyle Swearingen with him.
JTW just having a really good opening lap here at Michigan. Getting the advantage over the trucks coming out of turn 2.
Still sideways though, and this is where we're going to start seeing guys start to slide around. Maybe hit that right rear on the wall coming up off of 2, maybe off of 4 as well. The tires are really starting to hurt as now Hollingsworth goes back to the race lead.
And this is what I mentioned earlier, Liam. You want to try to use those tires as lightly as possible. You don't want to use them up all at once here in the opening laps, because if you do, your truck's going to get even worse. The handling's going to get worse, and you're going to get more loose here. And like you mentioned, they could tap the wall here and could cause them multiple positions here. So you want to take care of your truck. You want to take care of your tires here. We know how this racetrack does affect the tires here, and I know these drivers do too. So you want to take care of your truck.
Butch Davis slide wide to try to get to the outside of Michael Milfeld Jr. He's going to have the position up there. A little bit of wheel work. So you can see him sliding around. You saw his arms shaking there while we were on board. But Butch Davis going to get around the outside of Michael Milfeld Jr. That puts him into 7th place. And right at the tail end of this lead pack now.
43 has a nice scheme there. My Richard Petty back in the old days. You see right there, the 07 making his way off of turn 2.
Justin Michael in that 87 again started on the pole. He's fallen back to 9th, down 8 spots, but it seems like now he's leading this second group. Only about a second off of the group up front. He might be trying to light the wick a little bit and get closer.
Working our way around Michigan Speedway here on lap 14 out of 80. Liam, these laps are going by very fast. There's our broadcasting partner in a 00, Allen, running that beautiful SRM paint scheme.
Yeah, of course, we've got to get our own logo on the screen here. Allen's doing a pretty good job, sitting in 25th spot, qualified 33rd, so he's up 8 from where he started. I believe he's 27th, actually.
Having a good, solid run here on the opening laps from this race here at Michigan in the Western States Racing League.
Another driver to check in on Andrew Schulte, our previous defending champion. After such a phenomenal season last year, they had 20 races, 3 drop weeks, so only 17 counted, and he finished off the season with 17 top 5s. 15, I believe, or 17 top 10s, 15 top 5s. And I think he managed 4 wins on the season. I mean, an incredibly strong season for Schulte. He's going to try to come back with that same fire and passion. But I tell you what, sitting in 10th place right now, got a little bit of work to do. I know we're still early. We're only 15 laps into this 80-lap race, but Andrew Schulte, he's up 8 spots. He's trying to get 9 more to take the race lead. Back up
See right there in the 19, having a good, solid run so far.
He just worked his way up into 3rd. Butch Davis, he just keeps moving forward and forward. We saw him make that move on the outside of Michael Milfeld for 7th place. He's continued to work his way up through the pack in that STP number 43. Butch Davis now trying to defend from the 97 of Hollingsworth down to his inside, but that outside momentum seems to be where it's at for right now, as you see these guys starting to slide more and more coming up off of these corners.
And you're going to see that happen a lot more and more here in the opening green flag runs here. See some nice 3-wide action there coming out turn number 2.
Yeah, virtually every track or every lane on this track is raceable. You used to, I mean, I used to struggle a lot with getting right down to the bottom where you see that 97 is getting right now, all the way down to that white or yellow line. That spot used to get these trucks so loose down there. I don't know if it was just the transition from the progressive banking, or maybe if it was just the radius of the corner. Never liked the setups, but this 97 truck, he's impressing me with how low he's able to run and stay fast. He's staying with the 43.
And look how good that truck is. The 97, I mean, the truck looks completely balanced right now, and it's rotating through the turns very well. You can see he's hugging that yellow line on the inside in the turn, so that's giving him the advantage here in the turn. As you see right there in the 97, once again going all the way down, hugging that double yellow line here, coming off of turn number 4.
And I'm not sure that Justin Michael in the 87 expected that move for him to come down the track so suddenly. He hadn't been running behind him very much, but let's talk about Justin Michael. He's up to 4th place. We were talking about him in 9th just a few laps ago, on the door of losing his top 10 spot. Now here he is racing with Butch Davis in the top 5, trying to take away that 4th spot and hold on to it. Back for the race lead, though.
Doing
Lyle
an
Swearingen.
excellent job right now, as you see, going down the back straightaway, gaining a lot of positions here. Only on lap 20, elevating a lot of racing yet to go.
A lot of racing to go indeed. We come across the line here to complete lap 20. That is 25% of the race. Big loose moment there out of Butch Davis.
That's going to bunch up the driver right behind him, the 31.
Let's watch some of this wheel work on the bottom left of the screen. Even in the middle of the corner, he's straightening the wheel out. A different line there, middle to lower. Didn't really slide up as much as he did last time. The big time battles for the top 20 right now. Carl Burke has Heath Smith on his back bumper, Morris Bogan on his inside. That Nike Golf 36 machine trying to take a spot away. Nothing doing. That outside run just a little bit too strong. We got Morris Bogan, Heath Smith, Earl Weaver's back here, Barry Phil caught up with the group. Brian Barnes is up here as well. And Brazington, not really where he wants to be running, but he's running in this group.
Great battles going all over the track here tonight from Michigan International Speedway.
Back up
See
to
the
the front.
68 right there, our leader, side by side right now.
Justin Michael trying to take the lead back after starting on pole. He knew he had a fast truck, and here comes Hollingsworth down to the inside.
It's something about that 97 truck that is handling very well in the corners. And look where he is right now, battling on the inside line for the lead. 68 is going to make it 3 wide here, going into turn number 1.
Hollingsworth send it in deep. It looks like he's going to try. Michael tries to get to the door of the 68 Swearingen. He slides wide up off of the corner, gets up right next to the wall. They're still dead even, 3 wide down the back straightaway. And we've got the 155 of Michael Milfeld Jr. trying to get involved here as well. Still 3 wide.
Still 3 wide, but 97's got the edge here coming off turn number 4. 97 to the lead on lap 24, elevating here on Michigan International Raceway.
What a power move by Jeff Hollingsworth to take the lead. He's been rocking that bottom like no one else all day. Now he's not going to be able to get down to that bottom with Lyle Swearingen down to his inside. Going to try to cut down and get a later exit. Justin Michael started up front. He wants to finish up front. He's got a very strong 97 truck right in front of him.
They may want to get past the 97. They are going to have good luck because he is very fast here, coming on lap 26 out of 80. That 97 pulling away a little bit, but that 87 thing right on his bumper.
And this could be the time in the run where the draft is not as helpful as it was earlier in the race. It doesn't necessarily negate what you're losing in the corners anymore. We're seeing a little bit more of a gap between first and second. This is the first time we've really seen anybody be able to drive away from anybody all day. I've got to think that bottom line is doing something special for that 97 right now. He's figured something out down there. I don't know if it's saving his tires better or if he's just that good down there. But Jeff Hollingsworth in the race lead right now by about 3 car lengths. Getting pretty good. Still got pit stops
right
coming
there,
up.
97 making his way off of turn number 2. Having a great race so far.
And into the pits comes the race leader. Jeff Hollingsworth is the first to bite.
Now with the 97 coming down pit road, Liam, do we see other drivers coming down pit road?
Oh, of course. This starts the cycle. Wayne Hutchinson is in. I bet in the next lap or two, we're going to see almost everybody in the top 10, maybe even top 20, come in to make a pit stop.
And it looks like they can run around 28 laps here on the field. So we're going to have to see how this fuel strategy does come into play here tonight from Michigan.
Well, I think they can go a little bit further than that on fuel. I think the issue is tires. I believe these guys get 80% of a fuel load, which should bring them, I would assume, I don't know, 35, 40 laps? I might be wrong completely. I was also wrong about everybody coming in this next time by. Justin Michael, Michael Milfeld Jr., Lyle Swearingen, Bush Davis, and Jeff Schmeier all stay out. Andrew Schulte side by side with Chad Simpson. These guys haven't been able to get away from each other all race. And still, everybody up front stays out. Alan Bergen, Wayne Fleet, Matt Schlosser, Scott Kukas. Those guys have all come in to make pit stops. Lyle Swearingen has come in along with Charlie Widener.
Now, Liam, if we do get a caution out for some specific reason, could we see all these drivers come down pit road?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is the best thing that a caution would be the best thing that could happen for Justin Michael, because he could keep Jeff Hollingsworth down. Well, Hollingsworth isn't quite a lap down yet. And here comes Michael, along with Milfelt behind him, Butch Davis, Schmeier, Schulte, everybody up front's coming in.
Ooh.
Was that a little bit of contact getting into the pits? That looked awful close between Michael and Milfelt.
Could he have gotten a speeding penalty, though? That's the thing.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. Everything is a possibility here.
Drivers getting their service done, getting tires and a splash of fuel here on lap 31 from Michigan International Speedway.
Hollingsworth coming down the front straightaway right now. Justin Michael is out of his pit. He's going to lose a hefty amount of time to the 97 machine.
It's something about that 97 machine, Liam. I mean, he's been dominating so far ever since he's been out front. And look at the gap from him into second place.
2 seconds between JTW and Jeff Hollingsworth.
Here on lap 31 out of 80. Green flag racing this whole race. It's the start. had multiple lead changes in this race and different groups being used here at Michigan, which is totally normal here.
Yeah, the racing so far has been incredible. Now, after the pit stop, things are starting to spread out just a little bit. We'll start to see some strategy calls play in a little bit more. Justin Michael, we're watching him now. He's dropped off 5 seconds to the race leader, Jeff Hollingsworth. So the undercut, along with that speed that 97 car has, the undercut made a massive difference. Gained him 2 seconds over his closest competitor, which is Justin T. Wilkinson at the moment in second position, car number 19. He's got about 2.5 seconds back to third place, Lyle Swearingen. And then it starts to pack up a little bit more with McCartney, Michael, Beltrami, Woods, and Davis.
So now after pit stop, basically the whole field is now separated pretty far apart here for the most part here. I mean, if you're going to catch the 97, you're going to have to try to figure something out or try to figure what the 97 has already figured out.
It might be tough to figure that out in race condition. That might be something you need a couple of fresh sets on to kind of figure out and master before you try to apply it in the race. It's not going to be easy to just completely change up your driving style in the middle of a race, but hey, some of the most talented guys can get it done. We've got some incredibly talented drivers here in the Western States Racing League.
All of them are talented drivers here tonight, Liam. And these truck drivers, they are racing clean, they're racing with respect, and they're racing very, very well here at Michigan Speedway, which is a tricky track here, especially with the tire wear, but no caution, green flag ever since the start. They're doing an excellent job here.
They definitely are, as we are getting closer and closer to halfway, 6 laps away from the halfway point in this race. This thing has flown by, and the first caution of the race has just come out.
First caution here out at Michigan Speedway here on lap 35 out of 80. Let's see what happened, Liam.
Let's see if we can get a hold of it. Earl Weaver off the track.
Looks like an engine expired.
See when we can get an angle here. Caution's already out at that point. We might not have a camera on it. Seems like trouble for Weaver coming up off of turn number 4. Looks to be some terminal issues there on that machine.
Not looking good for that machine, that 46 machine.
Heavy right side damage.
And right there, our leader, the 97, leading the pack here under caution.
Yeah, we'll see if they decide to come back down pit lane.
Yeah, so looks like the 97 will come down pit lane once again here.
Nobody is coming with him, though. That's definitely an interesting development. He's going to lose quite a bit of time here.
Could it be a different change or a setup possibly that needs a fix?
I'm not sure. I mean, his last pit lap before this was on lap 28. He's only got about 2 or 3 lap fresher tires than everybody else, or older tires than everybody else. So, I mean, it's got to be some sort of strategy call, but I don't know. With the way that car has been handling, I would have some faith in what they've got going on. But with that, we're going to go ahead and step away, take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the restart. Back live. We don't need that second commercial. We've got racing coming our way. Take notes, Fox. We've got JTW holding on to the race lead with Lyle Swearingen on his outside. This is the first restart of the day, coming on lap 38, or 39 rather, of 80. Daniel, what do you think we're going to see? We saw a really clean but aggressive start. Somehow those two coexisted. What do you think we're going to see here in this second half of the race?
What would I expect here in the second half of the race? Look at this. We're going to start here on lap 39. Lap 40 is halfway. So once we get past the halfway mark, you know these drivers want to get up to the front, contend for this win, but they need to do it really quick here before their tire wear starts going away again. So we're going to probably see a little more aggression here as you see the field head into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back here on lap 39 out of 80.
Time tire spin out of JTW. You saw him get turned up towards the outside. Kept her straight, as did everybody else here on this restart. So far, so good for everybody, but best right now for JTW, who holds on to the race lead, coming up off of turn number 2.
Everybody staying single file here from first to 10th here, going down the back straightaway and into turn number 3.
Comes Justin Michael to the bottom for the race lead. Bob Beltrami's also trying to make a move for 7th place. Butch Davis looking to the bottom. I believe that was Swearingen.
See, very tight battles going on here on the front straightaway. You see the 18 right there on the inside. Currently holding second place over the 19. Is the 18 going to go to the inside? There he goes. He's balanced side by side with 87 for the race lead. Coming off turn 2.
Trying to keep his nose to the inside of the 87, but nothing doing there. The outside lane will prevail this time, but what a run for Kyle McCartney. He's up 8 spots from where he started this race. Up in 2nd spot, or 3rd spot now. He tried to take away 2nd from the 19 machine, didn't quite have enough. He's going to try it again, coming up off of 4.
87 still holding the race lead here, going down the front straightaway. 3 wide with the 43 going into turn number 1. Everybody stays 3 wide and it keeps it clean here going into turn number 1. That 43 inside line very strong there, right next to that double yellow line.
4 wide, just for a moment there, coming up off of turn number 2. Bob Beltrami trying to slice his salami through here, trying to figure out a way to go. And it is gridlocked right now in the middle of this pack.
You could expect 4 wide, Liam, and we just saw that too here from Michigan Raceway. You're going to expect them possibly seeing 5 wide, but that never happens here. I mean, I saw it once, so it could very well happen again. You see them side by side going into turn number 1. Very tight racing here, and Liam, and you can see the drafting again going.
I love this angle because you can see just what everybody is doing. You can see the half lane difference. You can see when they're sliding up or down in the middle of that 3 wide. You can see which lanes they're trying to choose to get a little bit more air to the front of their car to help that turn, or help that truck turn. Now we're 3 wide once again. Butch Davis on the outside. Middle is Andrew Schulte, and Ross Rawlings is down on the inside. And into the wall goes the 19, JTW. Butch Davis got into the back of him. That slows Butch down a little bit. Doesn't look like there's any damage to the front end of that machine. We'll take a look at the right side of the 19 when we can, but both drivers falling back significantly.
And look at the 43. Look how many positions he has dropped there. Just hitting that outside wall. I mean, you can lose tons of positions here, especially at Michigan, because it is tight racing going on. But, I mean, look at the 43 right now. Doesn't look like he has significant damage, but he's going to have to regroup and try to go up to the front once again.
Looking at that 19 machine, there might be a little bit of damage to the right front. It looks okay. Doesn't look like there's much of a scrape there, so he potentially just had to let off of the throttle to avoid hitting the wall. But you can see a little bit of a dent in the left rear where that 43 car made the contact.
See right there, once again, 3 wide action going on here, coming off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway.
Well, this Justin has fallen back to 16. Justin Michael is holding on to the race lead, but he's got Ross Rawlings on the inside, fighting hard with a big push from the 18, Kyle McCartney. These guys are These guys are lining up like it's Daytona or Talladega, trying to push these lanes forward. We're going to see a lot of side drafting, Daniel.
You're going to see a lot of side drafting indeed, Liam, here at Michigan. You see the 91 there going for the lead here, using that inside line, doing very well here. He's clear of the 87. He's going to get the lead here off turn number 2.
And here comes Jeff Hollingsworth. He sliced and diced his way through the field. He made a nice move to cut down to the bottom there in turns 1 and 2. Got a little bit loose, but it didn't slow him down. Rocking that bottom side once again is Jeff Hollingsworth as he takes 3rd place away on the inside, hoping to get a draft and look down to the bottom side for the race lead. Can he do it on this straightaway? Now he looks middle.
Look at that 97 being aggressive here. He knows it's past halfway. Look at him go to that inside line once again. His car handles the best. Look at him hugging that double yellow line there. And that 97 machine gets right up in front of 87 here. They're going to take the lead once again here at Michigan.
It only took him 8 laps from the restart to get up into the race lead. We were talking about maybe questioning that call to pit him under that caution. There is no question that that was a good call because he has worked his way up through the field in very short time and is now starting to pull that gap away already on these fresher tires. 6 laps fresher than second place Justin Michael, Daniel. You wouldn't think that makes that much of a difference, but here we are.
8 laps, that's all it took Liam for the 97 of Hollingsworth to get all the way back up to the front here. And these drivers were trying their best to hold off the 97, but it's something about that 97 machine. I mean, he must know Michigan inside and out because he's just dominating once he's out here in the front.
Yeah, he's doing incredible out front right now. Up to almost a half a second lead. Second place, Justin Michael. Then we've got Ross Rawlings. Andrew Schulte has worked his way up into the top 5. Kyle McCartney, Charlie Widener. And good on him. He's up 17 spots from where he started. 18 now as he works to the outside. Kyle McCartney trying to take that position away.
See some drivers using different lines,
Ross
trying
Rawlings
to
as well.
make something happen here. Try to get around these drivers here. You see the 21 using that high lane, 3 wide, 1 to 43, but is not going to go well. As you see, they are still 3 wide, 40 squeezed in the middle here, comes down the front straight away.
Schmeier got a little bit loose there coming up off before. It almost closed the door on Butch Davis, but everybody gets through.
See a 28 machine brings me back into the early 2000s era there.
Ooh, McCartney. Right up in front of that 42 Chad Simpson. Little bit of a crossover move that maybe got blocked. Now McCartney gets down and cuts off that 42 once again. We've got to assume that Simpson's not going to take too kindly to that. Going to try to get around this guy as quick as he possibly can. And there is the run. There's the side draft. He got right up on him.
Oh.
He might have gotten himself a little nervous with that side draft.
I thought for sure he was going to wreck himself, but does it very clean and smooth here on lap 50 and 30 laps to go here for Michigan. If we stay green, this is going to go by very fast.
It certainly is. These guys are out here trying everything they can to not go green, but they are not succeeding at that. They are staying green, doing incredible jobs. Here comes the 21 of Charlie Widener down to the bottom. That causes the 42 to kind of react. He moves to a lower lane, fights the 18 a little bit less. Loose on the top side was the 18 of McCartney. He gets it back gathered in, but what a moment as he's got the run up on the top side. Going to try to get that side draft back up on the top side. Here comes McCartney once again on Simpson.
He's going to get that help here with the 43. They're going to be 3 wide once again with the 21 right behind the 42 as they come off turn 2. But the 42 is going to gain all those positions here. But look at that mess of trucks there right behind them.
What a mess indeed. Chad Simpson's happy to get away from that. Butch Davis trying to work his way back up. You saw him lose a little bit of time after getting into the back end at JTW. Justin, by the way, has fallen back to the 20th position, so I got to wonder, That little bit of rear end damage has loosened up that truck enough as to where he's just not comfortable running it the way he was before.
It might as well could happen here, and it probably did happen to him too. So that's why he's struggling there a little bit.
Sliding up the racetrack, a little bit of a wiggle there. He's going to lose a couple more positions back to 22nd spot. He's got to be hoping for a caution. Maybe get that truck looked at. Potentially get some optional repairs taken care of and try to move forward. You just saw him get big, loose there again once the 16 packed some air on him. That truck is struggling to handle right now.
That truck, it looks like it's a mess right now to handle here, and it's hard to handle a mess truck here at Michigan International Speedway. You see a great battle here going on, coming off of turn 2. You see the 91 right there on the outside, and a Toyota Tundra on the inside, battling side by side right there. That's the 87. Well, look who's right behind him is the 81.
Schulte.
See the 87 getting a good run here off turn number 4. It's going to be side by side here. Has the nose over the 91, but the 91 is still battling side by side with him, not giving up, Liam, as they enter turn number 1.
No, this time Schulte gives a push to Justin. Gets him out front. Going to be able to clear him. Is Schulte going to be able to follow Justin Michael through, though? He moves down to try to give him some draft.
So a little bit of contact there between 87 and 91. But look at that 81 going to the inside. He's going to try to get past 87. 87 goes down the block. 81 looking high a little bit. He's going to stay right behind the 87. Going to take second place away from the 91.
Rawlings falls back to 4th place behind now Andrew Schulte and Justin Michael. These guys are about 6/10 off of the race leader, but maybe now that they're single file, they might be able to draft up a little bit better. Chad Simpson, he's worked his way up into 5th. He's caught up to this lead group, we'll call it, even though the leader is a little bit out in front of this guy, this group.
Right there, the 42. Having a great night here tonight. Hasn't been up front most early on. Having a great time right now. He's running on board. But you did see right there 2 seconds ago the 81 in front and get very loose. Caught it very good, and he's going to continue to move forward here into turn number 1.
3 different lanes for 3 different trucks just in front of this Chad Simpson machine. Rawlings trying to make it happen on the bottom side once again. The top side stays together. Schulte with a big push from Simpson down the front stretch.
The good part about running that outside line, though, Liam, is these drivers, they don't have to let off the throttle as using that inside line. You see they're 3 wide once again with the 31.
31 just came off the pits on fresh tires. He's going to be able to get through these guys like a hot knife through butter.
Working our way on lap 57 here out of 80. We're going to be doing close to 20 laps to go here from Michigan International Speedway.
But you got to assume we're getting close to pit stops. Just as I say that, here comes the race leader of Jeff Hollingsworth. Ross Rawlings follows him in. Hollingsworth comes in, and I've got to believe that Michael's got to be coming in this next time by. He saw how much time he lost on that undercut previously.
And that's going to bring in a lot of drivers. Once that leader comes down pit road, other drivers know to follow. So we're going to see pit road be very busy here within the next 2 laps.
Certainly looks like it. See what the 87 does this time. He stays low. Not low enough. He's staying out. So does Andrew Schulte, Chad Simpson, Ryan Steele, Lyle Swearingen, Butch Davis, and Chris Samard have all come into the pits.
Yeah, that's kind of concerning. I mean, like, these drivers come down pit road right now, they're gonna have the fresher tires. They're gonna gain more ground here on the 87 if he sticks out. I mean, does the 87 pit within the next few laps?
I feel like the damage is already being done. Because as Jeff Hollingsworth continues to click off laps on these fresh tires, he's going to be a second to 2 seconds faster every single lap that he's out there on fresh tires, that these drivers are out there on old tires. Here comes the 87, and he locks it up pretty big. It'll be interesting to see if he was able to get it down to speed. He was followed in by Schulte. Chad Simpson takes over the race lead over Ryan Steele. Morris Bogan in third place. Dennis Fuson and Keith Kelman round out the top 5 for right now.
Nice looking truck scheme right there, that next quick.
Rawlings is able to stay with the 97 for right now. Jeff Schmeier is there as well with his early pit stop. It'll be a little bit better for Michael this time around, but not ideal still.
See right here on lap 61 here out of 80.
Lost 1.6 seconds. He probably lost a second in total on that exchange. So not as bad as I thought it was going to be. He might still have time to make these couple lap pressure tires work for him. Chad Simpson comes into the pits, gives the lead to Ryan Steele. Steele try to get some laps led here in the first race of the season. Crossed the line first that time, so he led that lap. He's got 5 seconds over second place Morris Bogan. Dennis Fuson, the last driver who is yet to pit. We saw Chad Simpson come into the pits. He's just finishing up on the left side of his truck right now. Ryan Steele from the race lead. He's going to come into the pits.
Ryan Steele coming down pit road right now. Having a good pit entry here, hasn't locked up anything, gonna have a good service here. As you see the 97, they're currently pulling away from the 91.
Hollingsworth in the 97 is going to retake the race lead once he gets around Fuson, Steele, and Bogan in the pits. Ross Rawlings just a couple of tenths behind him. Jeff Schmeier, car length back of that. Kyle McCartney is still stuck around, and Justin Michael, he's not giving up on this yet. He's within a second of Jeff Hollingsworth. He's got a couple lap pressure tires. Can he make something happen against what has been, what seems to be the most dominant car all day? And hey, not to mention, there's 3 drivers in between Michael and Jeff that could still get this job done. Kyle McCartney now falls back to 5th place as Michael moves to his inside.
Oh, second caution out here tonight with 18 laps to go here from Michigan International Speedway. You see the 13 right there in the grass. See some right front damage to that machine.
Yeah, definitely. See
Yeah,
if
take a look at the replay.
if our cameramen were paying attention here, it looks like he's racing with Alan Bergen. Bergen gets loose. Oh no, he gets loose and just right hooks the 13 head on into the wall.
Hard hit to that outside wall.
Allen just got loose, chased it down, and unfortunately clipped the 13. James Campbell. It's going to end his race.
17
see
laps to
anybody
go
come in
here
for
from
pits?
Michigan International
Yes.
Speedway. You see drivers coming down pit road. 97 staying out. 91 leads other drivers down on pit road. See some drivers also faking it coming back on the race service.
It is a very split decision up front indeed. Hollingsworth, Michael, Schulte, Beltrami, Fletcher, Simpson, Woods, and Schlosser all stay out. Lyle Swearingen, Jeff Schmeier, Butch Davis, Justin T. Wilkinson. This is the caution he wanted with that damaged truck. Gonna have to see how this plays out.
With 16 laps to go here, what are expectations coming in on that restart?
I think the aggression level is going to heat up considerably. I think we are down to the nitty gritty. We've got less than 15 laps to go when we take the green flag. I don't think this is the final caution.
It could not be the final caution. You never know here on restarts within the closing laps.
Well,
See
while
right
we
there
have
in the 97 leading the pack here on the caution.
while we have a moment, we'll go ahead and take a quick break here and be right back with the restart. Here, 15 to go. Going to be 14 at the restart. Race leader is Jeff Hollingsworth. Justin Michael to his outside. Andrew Schulte up to third place. Bob Beltrami and William Fletcher round out your top 5. Well, Daniel,
15 laps to go here from Michigan. Anxiety ramping up here on these drivers, Liam, as they head to the restart zone.
getting closer and closer to what could be the final restart of the day. Green flag is out and a strong restart from Hollingsworth. He's going to get away by a couple of car lengths. That draft is going to be huge coming back on him, coming out of turn number 2.
97 gets a great restart here over the rest of the pack. As you see him hunting down that 97. If this stays green, this is their shot right now to get this lead and pull away. That 97 is very hard to pass for him.
Michael down to the inside. The caution is out, though. We've got trouble down the back straightaway.
Just 14 laps to go. We're going to have to take a look at this replay here. Right there, the 43 makes contact with the outside wall. Causes a chain reaction there to other drivers.
Take a slow-mo look here. Looks like, yeah, Butch Davis towards the outside wall. It's pinched up there by the 6. Turns the 99 down. Oh, and Alan Bergen got turned around along with the 19 of JTW.
Just a racing incident. This does happen here at Michigan, especially if you do push wrong here, but that was just 3 wide action that didn't go as planned. As you see right there, we are back under caution here with the 97 leading the field here, Liam. We're going to cross the line with 12 laps to go here. This race is coming down to an end very quickly here.
Certainly is, and it's coming down to an exciting end. These restarts have been insane, and how long these guys have been packed together after these restarts leads me to believe that anybody within this top 10 realistically can get the job done here today.
Anybody here in the top 10 could get a really good shot here. It just depends when can you make the right move, and that is the question to be answered here. Do you want to make the move on the restart, try to get around the 97 and try to hold them off, or do you want to wait until we come down with 2 laps or the white flag and try to take a move here, a risky move, and try battling side by side for 97?
Gonna be tough. I think a lot of those guys who had fresh tires were stuck in the back after that crash. So, I mean, the guys who came in on lap 64, like Chris Samar and Butch Davis, obviously we saw him get up into the wall. Ross Rawlings was back there as well. I believe he was the one who got turned around, not JTW, but I might be wrong. Lyle Swearingen also back in 22nd after leading so many laps early on. It only took Jeff 8 laps to get up to the front. So, I mean, they've got time.
Well, I mean, that's pretty impressive. It only takes 8 laps to get up to the front here. But I feel like the 97, he knows something that these other drivers don't know.
He has been rolling that bottom better than anybody else I've seen all day, and it is thoroughly impressive. But now it's crunch time. Now nobody's saving anything anymore. Now is the time where you've got to put it where everybody else is trying to go, because they're going to try to get to the outside, to the inside. This is a really wide track. It's a lot of space to go.
It's a very wide track, and you can go 3 wide, 4 wide, but this is the time to crunch, just like you mentioned, Leon. Time's running out here. We're going to restart with 10 laps to go here with the 97 leading. So we're going to want to try our best here to literally go big or go home. I know it's risky, but you're going to have to try to make a move if you want to win this race.
Absolutely. You will definitely have to try something a little bit aggressive or maybe out of pocket to beat that 97. He's just been so good. But it looks like we're going to restart this one single file because we are under 10 laps to go. Might have something to do with the restart caution. We've got single file restart coming our way. It's going to spread things out a little bit up front. Get the wide shot. Pace cars made the hard left turn. We've got 10 laps to go at the restart. Green flag is out. Hollingsworth goes. Michael goes as well. A couple of car lengths difference, but so far a clean restart. We'll take a look towards the back. You see Butch Davis already trying to carve through the field on those pressure tires.
Great restart for most of these drivers. So let's see if we can keep it green here for more than a lap here. I know everybody's dancing to the front here, but so far everybody's racing very clean as they head down the back straightaway. That 97 is still pulling away a little bit, but look at second place, peeking to the inside, to the outside, trying to see if he could get a run.
He tried to cut the bottom side a little bit better than the 97 did. It worked just a little bit. He was able to cut down and hold a lower line. Now he's going to try to peek to the bottom side. No, he decides better of it.
See right there, the 97 entering using that middle groove, goes down to the WL line and goes right back up track. Where you see other drivers using that middle groove the whole way. As you see the 87 making moves here down the back straightaway, entering turn number 3, getting closer and closer here with just 8 laps remaining coming off of turn number 4.
Hollingsworth was trying to break the draft a little bit there down the back straightaway. That draft came strong here through turns 3 and 4. Here comes Michael down to the bottom of Hollingsworth to try to take away the race lead with 8 laps to go. Big push from Schulte. That's going to get Michael clear for now.
That's exactly what the 87 needed. He needed a partner, and that is what made this succeed here. You see the 87 makes a move on 97. 97's going to go back to the inside line. We know how good he is because he got clear of the 87, but he's got that 42 helping that 87. You see that 97 comes back up right really close to that 87's front bumper. 87 goes back now. Second place coming off in turn number 4. They are going to be double wide here. That 97 is an all pavement here on this track.
At wild moments here, racing for the lead. 7 laps to go. Michael puts himself in second place. He's going to try to cut under the 97 coming up off of turn 2. He's got a bit of a run. Schulte tries the bottom side, gets a little bit loose. Here comes Michael back on the bottom side. Got a little bit of side draft. He's got the nose. He's at the bumper. He's at the door. Getting down into turns 3 and 4. The caution comes out once again. This time, I believe, Earl Weaver.
Just 6 laps remaining here for Michigan. Let's take a look at this replay here.
See if we can get a shot of Earl Weaver before he got into the pit lane. Seems like our camera guys don't really like Earl Weaver. They have not focused on him once today. Well, we apologize for that. Earl Weaver brings out the caution once again, this time with 6 laps to go. These guys were fighting tooth and nail for the race lead. Hollingsworth and Michael trading it back and forth, trying to get the draft. Michael's got to be hoping that he can get the help, get that opportunity, and then keep those guys side by side for long enough. That's really what anybody's got to be hoping.
Just 5 laps remaining here from Michigan Speedway. Liam, could this be the final restart? Do we go into overtime? What are expectations here?
I think anything is possible. I know these guys are going to race hard, but they're going to do everything they can to race each other clean. This has been a very drama-free race. There has been, obviously, a few single-car incidents. That one multi-car crashed on the back straightaway on the restart. But for the most part, these guys have been respectfully aggressive. I expect that respect level to drop down a little bit and the aggression level to pick up a little more. I think that goes without saying. In terms of overtime, buddy, you may as well flip a coin. Because I couldn't tell you.
I totally agree with you about flipping that coin because it's just been caution after caution after caution. I wouldn't be surprised if we do go into overtime here, but we might not. And we've seen these drivers be aggressive towards 97. So could that 87 potentially get the win? Absolutely. Could anybody actually in the top 5 get a win? I think they all have a really decent shot, but they need to plan something to get around this 97.
Chad Simpson has 4 lap pressure tires than Jeff Hollingsworth in front of him. Ryan Steele in 6th place has 5 lap pressure tires. So it looks like that single file restart was because of the restart crash. If we go back double file here for a restart with 3 laps to go when they take the green flag.
Pace car making its way off the track here very soon.
Yep, about a half a lap until we get this thing.
Hollingsworth on the inside. Michael in the 87 on the outside. Could this be the final restart? We are restarting with 3 laps to go here at Michigan once the pace car comes off of pit road.
Now this is where all the chips are down. Got to make it back 2 more times. Get the white flag and avoid an overtime. If they crash before they make the white flag, we'll re-rack it. We'll try it again up to 3 times. Back into the zone. Tight on each other's doors up front. Green flag is out. A strong restart for the 97. Is that what he wants, though? This draft is going to be massive down the back straightaway. And big help up on the top side from Schulte to Michael.
Want to be very smooth here on this restart. You don't want to get out too far, Liam, because we know how this draft does work here in Michigan. If you're out too far, that pack will gain on you. Like you're going 5-10 miles per hour slower than them. But actually, you're going the same speed. You see right there, 2nd and 3rd place caught to him very quickly. And in turn number 3, they're going to possibly be side by side here, coming off of turn number 4.
There's going to be a big run coming up off of Ford. Where does Michael go with it? He tries to go to the bottom, almost spins himself off of Chad Simpson. Ryan Steele makes an aggressive move to avoid whatever may have happened. 3 wide for the race lead, 4 wide for the race lead with 2 laps to go.
Look at this. 4 wide here at Michigan in turns 1 and 2. But it looks like the 42 is going to be side by side right there for the lead going down the back straightaway with the 97. Can he get any help? No, but you see that 87 backing up a little bit. And then the turn number 3, that 97 back up front once again here. You're hugging that double yellow line as they come off turn 4 for the white flag, Liam.
White flag is in the air, 1 lap to go. Blocking all over the racetrack is all that the 97 can do right now. They are side by side for 2nd place, and the side draft is almost enough to get Schulte side by side for the 97 for the lead. Chad Simpson pushes down into turns 1 and 2 to try to get that 97 clear. Then 3 wide for 2nd. Chad Simpson gets up in front of Schulte. He's going to get a big push. He's going to have 1 shot to try to make this happen. Looks down to the bottom. A block from the 97. Hollingsworth pulls off the block. Here comes the 42, trying 1 last run up on the top side. Hollingsworth a little bit loose. He moves up the racetrack. He's not going to be clear. Simpson gets into Hollingsworth. Contact again. They crash across the front. Justin Michael's going to crash across the line to win. And they're all wrecking. Wow.
What an incredible finish here from Michigan.
Let's take another look at that white flag. Especially coming up off of turn 4, there was a lot going on.
See right here, coming to the white flag. You see that 42 all over the bumper of the 97 here coming into turn number 1. But watch as they enter the back straightaway. You're going to see that 42 run that middle groove here. Look at that 21, look at that double yellow line. He doesn't have no help here coming off down the back straightaway.
This is where things start to heat up. Big push to Chad Simpson. Tries to go to the bottom. Hollingsworth blocks it. Now Simpson moves up, takes a slight push from Schulte that gives him a little bit of momentum. He gets the nose. We gotta slow it down here.
97 gets into the wall. comes back down.
Rewind it.
Right there, the 42 is going to go in front of the 81. He's going to get a run on the 97. 97 is going to come up and block here.
Yeah, but you can see the 12, or not the 12, sorry, the 42 there, Simpson. He's up high enough. They make a little bit of contact that sends them both up into the outside wall. Schultz is sideways on his own.
When the 42 thought he was going to win this race, 97 comes back down, hits it, and 42 goes into the grass here. But
There's that
you
5
see right
wide.
behind them, they're also 4 wide, 5 wide almost. As you see them coming to the start finish line, you see right there, just nowhere to go. And the 87 is going to win this race here sideways.
Normally, we try to show the cars on the track when we are doing interviews and whatnot, but in this case, the cars are destroyed, so we'll just go back and watch that finish again as we bring in our race winner, Justin Michael. Justin, it's Liam and Daniel up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, first off, what an incredible last lap that was. Walk us through what you saw, because it looked like you had a shot, then it looked like it was closed off, and then out of nowhere, the Red Sea parted for you.
Yeah, we made a move there with a couple laps to go, just trying to get upside on Jeff there. It didn't work. I got upside him, but then they just kind of pinched me down. There's nothing I could do. But yeah, at the end there, I saw people sliding. Andrew came down, hit Charlie. I'm like, well, maybe they'll split apart after they hit. So I just kept in the gas, and they did. And I still don't know how to win that race. I'm on stream right now. We're watching it, and I don't know. It still blows my mind.
Certainly incredible, and I mean, you had a very up and down day, maybe by design, but you started on the pole and you fell back early. You almost fell out of the top 10. You started working your way back up towards the front. Before that first pit stop, you got up into the top 5. Walk us through the beginning part of your race, and was it tire strategy you were trying to work on, or?
Yeah, just if you run this thing too hard, it's gonna burn that right rear off. So I'm just taking care of it, and I mean, it paid off after 15 laps or so. We were probably 2/10 to half a second a lap faster at some points than the guys in front. So we were running down pretty quick and get back in front. And you can, similar to Talladega and Daytona, you can play with the air to keep somebody beside you a lot or keep them behind you. So once you kind of broke free of that, then it was pretty clean sailing after that.
You're together an incredible race, and you won it in probably the most dramatic fashion you could. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to for such a strong run here today?
Just all the people out there watching. I hope that was an amazing finish. I'm gonna actually go back and watch that one here in a little bit. Hopefully you guys were screaming and yelling like I was there. But Scott out there from Pat Nickens for picking this truck always does a good job on our trucks and cars, and just everybody out there watching my stream. Floorboard Deep, we appreciate them. And everybody at Bandit Motorsports, we a good group of guys there, and glad to pull off a win. I was hoping we'd get a 1-2-3, maybe 1-2-3-4, but that didn't quite work out. But that's still a great finish for everybody.
Fantastic job. Congratulations on the win. You definitely earned that one. We'll send you back to go celebrate.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
I believe up next, Daniel, you should have our second place finisher, Jeff Hollingsworth.
Hey, Jeff, it's Daniel Lehman, the broadcast. You got a copy?
I got a copy. How you guys?
All right, well, what an exciting finish here from Michigan. Let us know what your thoughts were going on to the final lap here.
Just try to wheel it and stay ahead of those guys. That's all there was to it. I mean, you gotta throw a block, and luckily, I still ended up second. I gotta watch, and I didn't even look and see what happened there. I know I got kind of tipped into the fence, and then I went down the track. But all in all, it was a fun race. It was a good race. Had a blast, man.
All right. And can you explain to our fans how was your truck handling tonight? How was the grip? How was the tire wear? Did it get better? Did it get worse throughout the race?
Got looser along the run. It was controllable. Like every restart, I flat-footed it and just, you could just counter steer and get through the turns. Really aero sensitive. If someone's on that right side outside of you, it'll kick you loose a little bit. Tire wear, you were wearing the right rear down a little bit more than the right front. It's we're only running, I think, 3/4 tank of gas, so I think if it had the full tank, would have been looser, but who knows what it would have felt like, because we don't have that gas.
All right. And do you have anybody you would like to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Bob, obviously, for putting this league on for all these years. I've been in it for a while. It's a lot of fun. It's very professionally done, and thank my buddies at Old Guys Rule OGR. We got Charlie. We had the Weaver brothers in there. Ross was in there. PK was watching. Freddie on the booth. And of course, my buddy Charlie, who qualified second. And I think he finished 8th. He had a good race. And appreciate you guys for broadcasting. And just remember the DAV, that's my main sponsor. And that's Disabled American Veterans. And the other one to remember is Purple Heart Homes. Both of those organizations are great. If you're into donating for veterans, that's the way to go.
All right. Well, congratulations, Jeff, on a top three finish. And we will see you in the next race.
Yeah, just real quick, hats off to Justin for his win there. It was fun battling him, and Bob for his podium finish there. Thank you.
Jeff Hollingsworth, number 97, led a lot of laps, but comes home with a second place. A very dramatic finish. Now, last but not least, we'll bring in our final podium finisher, the Beltrami Salami Machine of Bob Beltrami. Bob, how you doing tonight?
Can you believe that finish, you guys? Holy cow.
I cannot. That was utterly insane, and the racing that you guys had throughout this entire race was absolutely incredible. But to cap it off like that, dude, how about that?
I'm sitting here looking at the last 100 yards getting up to the finish line. It looks like I was in about 7th place, and then it all just busted loose. And it looks like there's 5 or 6 of us side by side there. Holy cow, what a finish.
Yeah, it was 5 wide for a second there, but you had yourself an up and down day. You started outside of the top 10 in about 14th, I believe. You had to work your way up through the field a couple of times today. Kind of walk us through how that truck felt. Short run, long run. What kind of changes were you making to help work through the pack?
I think maybe I was actually being a little bit too conservative. I was really trying to take care of the tires, and I didn't want to slide around too much. And I think guys were chasing me down a little bit and kind of eating my lunch that way, and I was falling back a bit. But I just got lucky with the way that the things were working out. Some guys went in and got some fresh tires, and it sent them to the back of the pack, and a lot of them weren't able to get back up to the front, so it just ended up working out for me. And then with somebody hit the wall coming out of 4, and that kind of kicked off that melee, and somehow I just got my nose through for 3rd. I just can't believe it.
Utterly insane in terms of the run to the finish. It's like I'd like to talk to you about the rest of your race, but that just overpowers, But
Yeah, it was crazy, absolutely crazy, but fun crazy. I think we really made a good decision as a league to take away the reset. I think it really helps get the drivers' minds, focused on being clean and keeping it together. And then you had to know with that final reset with what was it, 3 laps to go, you just knew things were going to get insane. But I was surprised we made it to the white flag, and once that happened, all bets were off. And I saw going into 1 and 2, guys were getting a little bit, bumpy and nudgy, and the side by side stuff was starting to go on. But then we came out of 4, and it all just busted loose. And so, wow, I'm so jacked to have come home with a podium finish. It's my first podium in a long, long time, so I am really jacked.
it's well deserved. You were up there a good portion of this race, passing a lot of trucks throughout the course of it too. But how about that for an opener for season number 50 on the Tuesday night trucks? You come out here with a full field of 43, and you make it almost halfway before you have your first yellow, and even that was a single car incident.
Yeah, my hat's off to all the guys who participated tonight. It was a heck of a run for everybody, and I think even the two cautions that we did have, one at about lap 40 and another one maybe 15 laps later thereabouts, they were just minor little incidents, and you know, everybody did a great job, and hopefully we're going to be able to keep this up.
Well, awesome stuff, man. I know you had a pretty full field today, but are you still looking for more drivers? I know of a few guys
Well,
who might want to race on Tuesdays.
we're still open for recruiting, but you know, when you get a full field like this and you have such good racing, you almost want to shut it down, don't you?
Yeah, I don't blame you there at all. Tell you what, man, hats off to you for such an incredible season opener for the league, and hats off to you as well for the podium finish. It was well deserved. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go celebrate?
Oh, definitely. I have to give a shout out to my wife who's been putting up with me doing this stuff for well over 20 years, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate my wife, Trish. So,
Awesome stuff, man. Gotta pay tribute to the wife. They definitely do a lot for us. So
and thank you guys for coming out and broadcasting for us. We sure do appreciate it.
thank you for giving us such great racing to talk about. It's a pleasure on our end.
Whew, I am wore out.
Yeah, I bet. All right, Bob, we will let you go, let you celebrate. Maybe give that wife a big hug, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds good. Thanks again, fellas. Take
Yes,
care.
sir. So that's going to about do it for us here. Gonna go through our results after an incredible 160 miles at Michigan Speedway. Managed to avoid the overtimes as well, which is always a nice accomplishment, especially when you get a 3-lap restart like that.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Michael gets the job done over Jeff Hollingsworth, Bob Beltrami, Charlie Widener, Andrew Schulte, Chad Simpson, and Ryan Steele, Charles Woods, Morris Bogan, and Kyle McCartney round out your top 10. We move down to Ross Rawlings, Butch Davis, Chris Samard, Brian Barnes, Matt Schlosser, Dennis Fuson, Justin Wilkinson, William Fletcher, David Weaver, and Dan Brasington rounding out the top 20. Wayne Fleet, Keith Hogue, Wayne Hutchison, Jeff Schmeier, Lyle Swearingen in the top 25. We've got Daryl Scott, Keith Kelman, Heath Smith, Alan Bergen, and Carl Burke rounding out the top 30. After that, we go to Javier Torres, Michael Milfelt Jr., Angelo Espo, Scott Kukas, Barry Phil, James Campbell, and Earl Weaver. The final of the drivers who finished: Dan Stussy, Ashley Valdatero, Fred Williams, Douglas Hess, Ross Kilgore, Brian Sullivan got registered but did not get a lap in. So that is our finishing results, and that will do it for us here on Sim Racing Media. We can't thank you enough for tuning in, enjoying this incredible racing action with us. We are so honored to be able to bring it to you every time that we get to, and we're looking forward to another incredible race next week. Same time, same place. It'll be 9:20 Central, 10:20 Eastern on Sim Racing Media for the Western States round number 2 on the Tuesday Night Truck Series. For Daniel Paulus Jr., I am Liam Ervig. Thanks again for tuning in, and when you walk through the streets of life, don't play in traffic. Take it easy, folks.